Hello YouTube, back again. Today we are going to be drawing YouTubers and TikTokers. Most of this video is going to pertain to TikTok, and it's going to be most of my post that you can find on TikTok and how I specifically drew each drawing for each post. So kind of just a usual speed draw of each post. Here we're going to start with Clown Hops. I found her on TikTok because of her Zenitsu cosplay and I liked it, so I thought I should draw her in this post. I tried doing a little bit of more realism. I'd been wanting to do more realistic people. In the end, I feel like it came out a bit flat, but I guess with everything you work on something and you learn from it. I did get a post, like a response from her. She enjoyed it, so I guess, that was a plus and that was good. I do hope that preferably everything that I draw, at least somebody likes it, especially if it's art pertaining to them in particular. And so I haven't gotten any negative responses to my redraws of people, which I'm pretty happy about. The one thing that kind of saddens me a little bit is that I find that I get a little bit more engagement in my TikToks, which is a bit sad. Recently, I uploaded a Enrique Pucci, fan art for Stone Ocean, and it did very well on both TikTok and YouTube. Obviously relative to my channel size. I think I had like 6 subscribers on YouTube and it doubled it. I really would have liked a lot more engagement on my videos. I really do appreciate the comments, the likes, but yeah, I think I guess I just appreciate a lot of the comments. It really does make me happy. It puts a smile on my face when people take the time out of their day to comment on my videos. It just shows that I'm doing something right and that people are actually enjoying the content I'm making. I know everything is not perfect. My sound quality, my artistic skills, they're not, on the level as some other artists, but I do appreciate the people that do watch these videos and do watch my shorts and enjoy them. And, it fills my heart, But back to it, I should go back to this specific drawing of Clown Hops. Yeah, I was debating at this point if I should leave it blank because I really did like the beige looking background as well as the dark line art, but I felt that I should go out of my comfort zone and really color the line art and see how it looked. I felt it kind of made it a little bit more flat, but I think that it was an important step in my artistic growth to push myself and move to, because it's not truly lineless, but to push to a more lineless style. Recently, I've been trying to work with that. I don't think I'll post those artworks. I did do a I don't know how she's set in the Fate series, but King Arthur from Fate. I did do a drawing of her that was all lineless, or for the most part lineless. There's, I guess you could consider it lines in her. I would say they're gauntlets. There's a bit of lines there just to show that there's it's not just a flat piece of metal. So I did add a bit of lines there just to show the differences. And we're coming into an end for this drawing. Added a little bit of shade, did a little bit of leaf shadows on her, and I didn't like it, so I got rid of them. And in the end, I'm a bit conflicted because looking back, they weren't that bad, and I could have kept them, but at the end of the day, I think it was a good call for me to remove them. I work a lot with if you don't know, I work in Procreate. There's one brush I use a lot, which is, I believe it's ink. It's an ink brush, inking, tool. And I do find that sometimes, I don't know if it's my iPad, if it's Procreate, or my Apple Pencil, or it could just be like user error where sometimes I'll tilt my hand a little bit and I'll get these large brushes when I don't want them, which is a bit annoying, but it doesn't bother me too much in most drawings. Sometimes it really does get in the way. But I really do like the scratchy looking effect that it gives. And yeah, none of these are supposed to be, complete artworks. They're supposed to be super rendered out. They're all supposed to be sketchy. I don't think I've posted any that are like clean. I do like to keep a little bit of like roughness on my drawings, just because I feel like it gives character. With this specific, post drawing, I could say, I did struggle a little bit with the colors of his face. I wanted to give like an underglow of like yellow, but I knew that he had a bit of like a reddish undertone, I feel. So I did add a little bit of that. I'm not sure if I pushed it a bit too far, but the end result kind of gives it's weirdly saturated, but also feels muted in my opinion. Maybe because it's so saturated overall that all of it looks kind of muted at that point, because your eye is kind of fighting for what to look at, and maybe that kind of gives the illusion that it's less color, maybe, or maybe it's just the colors that it chose that kind of gave a dark looking surrounding, which, if you know color theory, it's really important what colors are around and what values, because that can really affect the perception that people have on what they're looking at. And so yeah, here I had, all the highlights in the hair, a little bit of different hues inside the hat. I wanted to give an off-white, kind of like his teeth, because I didn't want to put that really, really bright white in there, pure white. If you notice, one of the raisins has like my logo on it. I was really happy about that, because when I was drawing him, I had that set in my mind that I wanted to do a little bit of a, sneak my logo in there a little bit, because I thought it'd be, a little cheeky way of showing that I drew it. I really didn't have to do it, but I just thought it'd be funny. And this is my first TikTok, not duet, but like response. I tagged, I guess like my first tag on, or my first ad on TikTok. And yeah, it was, she did a little bit of a cowboy, not cowboy, I don't want to say that, but she had a southern accent, and she did the pain little phrase, like, this world shall know pain. So I thought, I might as well do it. She did a few more of them, but I just felt like it would be overkill to do so many fan arts of, this particular subject, this particular, the pain talk, the pain speech, because she did quite a few of those, and I felt like she was getting a little bit of, not annoyed, but just kind of over it, and I can feel that where, I'm sure that if I were told to do only JoJo post, or only do, for example, like only do fan art of PewDiePie or Markiplier or Oompa or anything in particular, I would grow kind of, I just wouldn't enjoy it. I think it's truly like a one-on basis. It's the spontaneity of it all that just gives life to it, and makes it really enjoyable. All of these drawings were done in basically an afternoon. Some of them took less, about maybe, I don't want to underestimate it and say like, oh, it only took me 5 minutes, but yeah, some of them took a lot less, and some of them took a lot more. Like this one, this is kind of like a drawing that looks similar to the intro for The Ordinary Gamer, or the Some Ordinary podcast, run by Mutahard, and or I believe it's run by him, and it's just supposed to be reminiscent of those thumbnails. I believe I'm going to put this as the thumbnail for this video, just to show that it's it's in the video, because I really don't like adding content on my thumbnails that aren't in the videos. I know I sometimes do that, but I try not to. Yeah, I draw me Mutahard right here, or Some Ordinary Gamer, as his YouTube channel is called. I got it from one of his videos. I think he was talking about a major cybersecurity scandal, and he had a little bit of red lighting there, and you'll see when I start painting everything in that I'll add that red lighting in there. I do add a little bit too much saturation in my colors, I think, so you're really going to see them pop, and maybe it's going to be a little jarring to look at. This is going to be Nuxtaku. While drawing him, I noticed that I did kind of make his face a bit too wide, but I hope that if you look at it and you that in the end of the day you can appreciate the work that I put into it. Yeah, I think maybe if you squint and you look too far away, you might confuse it with one of their video like thumbnails. I'm hoping that's the case, because it'll show that I'm proficient enough at drawing somewhat realism that it looks believable. And obviously part of me is hoping that somehow they notice and they see it and they're like, oh wow, this is so interesting, or this looks so cool. Yeah, I draw a little bit of Nuxtaku right there. You're going to see that I'm going to draw a little bit of a purple shadow. I'm going to forget to put it as a mask. I believe it's a mask, a clipping mask, on the jacket, or the little like puffy thing on the jacket. So it's going to merge a little bit into his jacket, his skin, and everything. So you'll see that in a second. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. It's not too like jarring for people to see that, and or maybe now that I pointed it out, you'll see it and you're like, oh, I really wish I didn't see that now. But it's just something that I noticed looking back at it, and it kind of irks me a little bit. But yeah, it just shows me that I need to get more sleep, and that yeah, sleep is important, guys. So that you can pay attention and not make dumb little mistakes like that. Here I'm going to draw Muta's skin. You're going to see that I'm kind of working in there and adding different colors, adding different hues, really blending it in. You're going to see that yeah, just blending it in. I would say my brushes, but in this video you're not going to be able to see my brushes. But it's like a squared like brush. It's for acrylic. Yeah, in Procreate, it's a Procreate brush. All of the brushes I use are on Procreate. They're the built-in brushes. So anybody that wants to, use these, they're already built in to Procreate. And anyone that doesn't know Procreate is a Apple application. It's for iPad. You can't get it for the iPhone, not that I know of. You can't get it for Android. It's only for the iPad. It's a great application. I think right now it's like about $10, so it's a pretty good price. And yeah, it's pretty good. It served me very well, I would say. Yeah, I highly recommend it just for anyone that's wondering what I'm using right now. And this is going to be Oompa. I only noticed this later, but I feel that I drew his eyes a bit bigger. But that's not something that's uncommon in his videos. That sometimes he'll edit, he'll get his editor to edit his videos, and he'll do some goofy effects. Sometimes increase the size of his eyes, or get real loud and change colors and stuff like that. So it's not super out of character, so I'm not super unhappy with it. I think in general the drawing itself is something I'm okay with. I do like it, and so I don't think it was that big of a deal for me. I know that it might irk some people, and they see like, oh, these bug looking eyes, they're too big, but I think it fits into kind of the character that he has on YouTube, his persona. And here you'll see me draw his skin in. I did a little bit of I believe it was a little bit of the texture brush in Procreate for his shirt, because I noticed that in the reference he had a little bit of a texture to his shirt, and I wanted to illustrate that in there. There are a few things I missed, which were I believe he had a logo on his hat. I forgot to add that in. And there's a cord on his headphones. And that's something I forgot to add in as well. But I think that it makes it a lot cleaner. It looks a lot... you can tell where his silhouette ends. It's not super cluttered. I mean, you wouldn't really add too much clutter to it. But I guess I'm just coping with it. Like, oh, I messed up and now I really can't go back. So it could be that. But I think it looks good. It looks close enough to the reference, I think. Obviously, with all of them, there's inaccuracies. Like Mimutahara, I think his face is a little bit maybe too wide. His eyes are, I don't think are exactly the same. For Nuxtaku, I feel like his face is also a bit wide. His is a bit slimmer most of the time. But I think that in general, for width and the eye shapes, they're inaccurate, but I think they get the point across. And you'll see in a bit later, but I did all the backgrounds. I tried to remember the type of backgrounds they're behind. So for Mimutahara, I made it as if the camera was focused on him and the background was blurry because it was out of focus. Just like a normal real life, physical camera. As for his hat, I made it so that it would be darker, just like in the reference. And the background is, a saturated blue. So it makes the silhouette of Mimutahara really stand out. And then you'll see here, I'm going to finish up on Oompa. Again, you'll see I don't put the logo on. I put in I color his green eyes. And we're pretty much done here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe and take a look at my other works. Have a good one, guys.